Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next channel update video. In this one, which I'm recording on my birthday, fun fact, I want to cover basically some of the slightly different kind of schedule of things that I'll have coming up in the next couple of days, next couple of weeks, just with like releases and that like this stuff takes priority over like other series that I'm currently doing. So the key things are obviously that next next week, exactly a week from today, North and South Part 2 comes out in comic book stores, so that is going to be like on that day and the day or two afterwards. That's going to be like the absolute focus of kind of my channel in terms of like priority. But also in 2 days from now, Voltron Season 2 comes out. And I do want to do some coverage of that for my channel as well. And then, in addition to the North and South, in terms of being out as a comic on the 25th, also on the 25th, the Voltron Legendary Defender, the first arc of the comic, the first, I suppose, series of the comic, the trade paperback for that is out on the 25th as well. So I want to do some coverage of that. So you'll see basically coverage of that sort of stuff. That's the main thing I'm kind of doing this video to kind of talk to you guys about, just to let you know that if you start seeing all these Voltron videos, that it's because Season 2 is coming out, and then the only thing that's really going to distract potentially from some Voltron coverage is going to be the comic series. So so I just want to detail the exact kind of schedule that I have planned. So obviously, coming up really soon is Voltron Season 2. That's out on Friday. My aim is, in terms of videos on my channel, to review a couple of the episodes, like the first couple of episodes, on Friday. Get a video out basically the day the season is released. The Saturday the 21st, I'll be reviewing the next episode of Rebels, which I'm really excited for, since it looks like they're going to get somewhat in depth in terms of lightsaber combat. So I'm really excited for that episode. So that's going to be one of the only things that kind of gets in the way of the Voltron stuff. Sunday, we'll be recording a podcast, but I will do my best to get another Voltron video out covering the next couple of episodes from the season. My aim with the Season 2 is to kind of cover it in 2 or 3 videos, maybe 4 if I have to. But you'll see me covering about 3 to 5 episodes per video pretty soon after this show actually airs. So Friday, Sunday, Monday, maybe Tuesday. Because obviously Wednesday is going to be when Wednesday the 25th is going to be when I release my spoiler review, spoiler video review, and spoiler written review for North and South Part 2, as well as hopefully I should be able to get out the podcast review, Avatar Online podcast review for North and South Part 2. And I just want to speak about that for a minute now, because I will always say with these that like these are probably my favorite podcasts that we do every time they come around. The reviews for these comics, because it is us finally getting new content, and especially when like we're not really expecting a new show anytime soon. This is the new story content of Avatar, so we go super in depth on this when these comics come out. We read through the book basically on the podcast, analyzing page by page, reading out the key scenes when we have to. We analyze the art to find references, at the dialogue to find references to the shows. It is extremely in-depth. We obviously speculate about where things are going, if we think they nailed the characterization right and stuff like that, and speculate about what's happening going forward. So the North and South Part 2 review podcast will be out on the 25th, hopefully. And that's obviously on like iTunes, the site, Avatar The Last Airbender Online.com. But because it's a special podcast, I'll also be putting up a video version on my channel here. So if you're okay with watching a kind of longish podcast style video, I'll have that up on my channel like I did for the last couple. So you'll see that on the 25th as well. The Thursday or Friday, as I hope, I should hopefully be able to get a review out for the Voltron Legendary Defender trade paperback. Obviously, I won't be reviewing the story of that because I've already reviewed the individual issues, but just covering the book as for people who potentially are only discovering that there is a Voltron comic series. as well as covering the extras that are in it as well. So I hopefully should have that out as well. Then, at the end of that week, so the end of next week, it'll be Sunday the... Let me think about this. 26th, the 29th, Sunday the 29th, we should be recording our podcast review for Voltron Season 2. What we're calling right now the Voltron Online podcast. I will put that one also up on my channel as well as it being on the usual Avatar Online podcast feed. So this is why I'm kind of doing a video about this, because you're going to see like two bigger podcast videos plus review content for a new comic plus a new series of Voltron. So that's why I'm kind of explaining in detail kind of the schedule of stuff. What it means is that other series are going to take a little bit of a backseat for a while. Stuff like my Naruto volume reviews, Airspeed Reads Naruto, that is going to be on the back burner for just a little bit. It probably won't be until the very end of this month, like start of February, before I get back to doing that series. But I will try my best to fit in like my other series, like my Naruto Shippuden reviews, the Rebels reviews, as I said, and then any other like important thing that comes up in terms of like if there's any Avatar news or stuff like that, discussion videos about Avatar, the weekly discussion topic videos. I'll try and keep them coming out over the next couple of weeks. But just this video is basically just to let you know what my focus is in the kind of upcoming weeks, and that is primarily, as I said, covering the comic is like the key thing, but it's just one comic and it shouldn't take too long, and then Voltron is kind of a longer kind of scale thing because it's a full season of a show. So that's the main thing there. And then I suppose the last thing I want to talk about is just a kind of little bit of just random kind of talk, what I've been up to recently. I, a couple of days ago, watched basically in one night the complete anime series Kiznaiver or Kiznaiver. I don't really know what the exact pronunciation is. It's obviously it was a sub series. It wasn't there's no dub of it yet because the series only came out in April, like first airing, so we don't expect any sort of dubbing stuff now, or we don't even know if it will be dubbed. But I really like this show. I end up watching a decent amount of anime, and some of them I kind of watch, and it's like, yeah, that was really good, but then I just kind of forget about it. This one, though, I really, really like this, and I really recommend people check this one out. It's only 12 episodes, and the basic concept of it is that it's this kind of group of 6, later 7 characters who basically are, kidnapped by an organization, and basically they are then connected by their wounds, is kind of how they describe it. They become Kiznaivers and they're connected. And the idea is that if one of them gets hurt, the pain that they feel is shared among everyone in the group. So all 6, 7 members experiences that pain. So it cuts down the pain of one person by, that much, that they only experience 1/6 of the pain that they actually feel, while the rest of them experience the other 1/6 of that pain separately. What's really unique about the series, as it kind of evolves from being more about kind of physical kind of gags or kind of dramatic moments, is that the more these characters bond together as friends, the closer this kind of sharing of pain becomes. And it becomes less, but still about their physical pain, but more about kind of the emotional pain, that they can sense each other's emotions. And when someone is like hurt, gets their feelings hurt, everyone else feels it. When someone is sad, everyone experiences that sadness to some degree. And it's a really amazing exploration of this idea of like, can you ever get like too close? Where you're just like, if you could read someone's mind consistently, you would gradually over time begin to like hate them, because you are hearing every single thing that they say, that you are experiencing everything that they feel, and that there's a point where you can kind of connect with someone too much. And it's just a really, really good series how they approach it. It's kind of a somewhat romantic series as well, and that the romance between the main members of the group becomes a key part of it. And I just thought they explored it really well, given the kind of few episodes that they actually had. I'd like to see them come back and maybe do more, because of kind of how they ended it. but obviously it would then kind of just be a more of a kind of normal series. But still, I think there's potential for them to do more, and I just really, really liked it and wanted to talk a little bit about it. So I really did like that series. But yeah, that's basically most of my plans for my channel coming up recently. So Avatar Comic North and South Part 2, and then Voltron as well. So yeah, that's been the video. Basically what's coming up soon. In the comments let me know what your thoughts are on what I've said here today. But yeah, other than that, that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.